Levels.
Testing.
Levels.
I'm just going to adjust the microphone. Mm-hmm. Hello, everyone. Hi. They can see me. They can't see you.
Okay. Fair enough.
I thought you wouldn't want your face on camera, so...
No. Not with my international reputation.
Right. Welcome, everyone, and thank you so much for coming to this special edition of Theory Tuesday. Yet again, we are live. And we have a little different setup going on here so that you can see me diamond paint as I'm diamond painting. Hey! Thank you to everybody who joined me in the Twitch stream just before this. Really love your company over there as well. It was very fun. Very, very fun. If you haven't joined me on Twitch before, it's twitch.tv/RachelRayCraft. Feel free to join. Hi! Wow, there's so many of you. Hello! Is this your first time being live with me?
I was live before, but I kept answering kind of comments, and the comments kept coming in, and I got really confused.
Oh, we won't let James be in charge of comments today. I've got comments here and on the computer screen. Hello, hi. Well, I keep doing this. It might be confusing to some of you, but I'm so sorry. Welcome or welcome back. I hope that you're all having a fantastic Tuesday. The reason that I'm doing this live, or we are doing this live, is because we were too tired yesterday, and if we had filmed, edited, uploaded, it just would have taken too much time, and it wouldn't be Tuesday anymore. So I figured we could just go live, skip the middleman, and get right into it. So what I'm going to do, and if I do have mods in the chat, which I do, I can see Gwen and Abigail there. If you ladies are sticking around, we are probably going to be talking to each other in the manner that you are all used to in the video format. And then between each cryptid story, we will look at comments for a little bit. So feel free to relax and enjoy your crafting, or sit back and listen while you're working. I won't tell your boss. While you're here. And it's so good to be live here on YouTube as well. So also, if the stream does cut out or is, in any way dismembered, I will be back. I will come back, I promise. But everything looks like it's okay for now. So we're good. Hi.
We're good. How's it going?
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
Everyone is saying hi. Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Before we get started, can I just tell them about the painting? This is After the Rain by Diamond Art Club, link down below. And I'm using this is all the same stuff from last week, Enabler's Outpost pen, but this week I think you could see the inside the pen a lot better. So pretty. It's got flowers and pine cone. And then I have my new shiny Shazza tray. It's got butterflies and gold foil. Did you see this?
No, I haven't.
Oh, so nice. Pretty. What shape is that?
Oh, I don't know. A kind of lozenge, but it's is that right? Would that be right?
I guess.
Lozenge.
It's a diamond shape.
It's a kind of diamond shape. Yeah.
It kind of looks like the when you hold it like this, it looks like the diamonds in Zelda.
Oh yeah.
The currency. Yeah, I'm a nerd. All right, we've established that. Hello, everybody. Hello. So we're gonna get. You can call me Butter. Hey, Randy. Hi, everybody. It's so good to see you there. We're going to get right into it, and then we will have a break for comment questions. But you get to see my genuine reaction to James's hilarity.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm good without the editing. Like you're very skilled. Like.
Thank you, baby.
Yeah. So I suppose, do you want to just get into it, like?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, so the first one anyway is like in the I guess what it was I researched all of this and I wrote all the notes, and then we didn't do the Theory Tuesday last week.
No.
So now I'm looking at my legendary notes, And I'm thinking...
You're week old now, legendary.
Yeah, and I've been rolling it around in my head, and I'm like, well, there's a better way to do it, so I guess we're going to go do it that way, you know?
Oh, we're going to try a new way.
No, I thought, oh my goodness.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good, yeah.
Is it good?
It is.
Right.
I just thought it'd be good to look at it in a different, in different order, you know?
Oh.
Yeah. So
there's an order?
Yeah, because, well, just to me there is.
Oh, okay.
You know, because it seemed to make sense from a...
If it makes it easier for you, babe, I'm here for it.
From a getting a point across kind of way, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I guess the story starts like in, let's say, Wyoming, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's the late 19th, well, let's say the late 18th century, so like the 1780s, or you know what I mean?
Anybody here from there? Here from there? Wyoming? Do we have a Wyoming in the house? Mm-hmm.
We probably definitely.
I'm gonna watch.
This is actually all over that area. Would that be like the far west, like the west, right? Like the Wild West kind of area? Like Wyoming, Montana.
I think so.
You know what I mean? It's more because the Midwest I would always associate with stuff east of there. I guess Wyoming and Montana, right?
Right.
And it's like the 1780s.
Yes.
So who do you think is in Wyoming and Montana in the 1780s?
Native Americans.
Definitely Native Americans. But in terms of like Europeans, it's
French.
Yeah, it's going to be these French guys with the dressed head to toe in fur.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So you've got these fur trappers, yeah.
Right.
And they're making sorties into this area way up in the mountains, and they're hunting and they're collecting pelts.
Wait,
you know?
Are you saying that Bigfoot is a time traveler from the 1700s?
I've always maintained that Bigfoot is an interdimensional time traveler. But I've always maintained that, and I think there's good evidence for that, you know?
Sorry, I'm taking you off track.
No. What I'm saying is there was French guys dressed head to toe in fur traipsing the mountain for months on end, trapping animals, right?
Right.
And they were coming back east to sell their wares on the various river estuaries to be traveled down to port cities, etc., you know?
Yeah.
Shipped back to Europe to make fancy hats.
Yeah.
And these guys were bringing back stories of these horned rabbits, you know? Like these jackrabbits that had horns, you know? And it's not actually that unusual. Because, like...
For rabbits to have horns?
Well, it's not that weird because, like... Let me just consult my notes here now. There's a
unusual.
There's a 13th century Persian work, right? That depicts rabbits, but with a single horn, like, you know?
A single horn?
Yeah, like a unicorn.
A unibunny.
Right in the middle, unibunny, right in the middle of the forehead, right?
Okay.
So, then there is, in Europe, horned rabbits appeared in medieval and Renaissance folklore.
Oh.
Yeah. And in fact, in Bavaria, in Germany, like, they have this thing called the Warpentinger. Warpentinger, yeah. Which is like...
Sounds like one bad bunny.
No, it's got the, like, body of a bunny and the head of a fox and the wings of a bat, and, you know, it's got all...
Freaky.
Yeah, it's got all these different things, and, like, it's a huge thing in that area in Bavaria, and like, pubs and taverns and stuff will have glass boxes with these...
No way!
With these things that people have taxidermied up, you know?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's part of the folklore in that area in Bavaria, you know? Okay. In the medieval period and Renaissance, which is like over 1,000 years, really.
Linnea.
Huh?
Just looked over and she said, horny rabbits.
Horny rabbits. That's their reputation. There's 17th century natural history texts, you know, which also include illustrations of horned rabbits. And like there's even hang on, so this persisted, you know, that there were these horned rabbits.
Yes.
Until about the 18th century, which would have been about the period we're talking about with the French guys with fur hats, you know.
Yeah.
About that time, scientists started saying, no, there are no horned hares. There are no horny rabbits. You know, horned rabbits. Horny rabbits? Sure. Loads. Horned rabbits? No. So around about this period, this idea of these rabbits with horns has started to die. Yeah?
Yeah.
But you still got those French fur trappers arriving back and reporting that they'd seen these horned rabbits. Okay? Then maybe a couple of decades later, the West is opening up, you know? Lois and Clark is from Superman. Lewis and Clark.
That is a whole different story.
That is definitely not a coincidence. Now that I think about it.
Romance.
That is not a coincidence. So they roll through 1807.
Would they consider that fan fiction, actually?
Huh?
If we rewrote the Lewis and Clark story as Lois and Clark?
I think it depends on. Yeah, I think it definitely.
Is that fan fiction?
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry.
So, you know, the West starts opening up then, and I guess by the 1840s, 1860s, you know, that area is opened up, and there's guys settling it and driving cattle through it. There's wagon trains coming through it, you know?
Yeah.
It's being, I don't know. It's being, European people are opening it up for their, it's expansionist, you know?
Exploitation?
Is it like what?
Exploitation.
It's more like colonization, honestly. But so anyway, the West is being opened up. Right. People are ranching. So this wild land where anything could exist, things are starting to be recorded, you know? And these cowboys start recording that they're also seeing these horned hares and rabbits over there.
Okay,
know?
Yeah.
And there's this unusual legend where the cowboys sit around the fire at night, you know? And they're playing cowboy songs and they're singing. And then any night that it's rainy, they can hear someone singing back from them from the darkness outside of the campfire.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And they attribute it to these horned rabbits. Rabbits sing? They sing back, they repeat back what the cowboys sing. So the cowboys, what's a cowboy song that you'd sing around the fire, the campfire? Like, something like that. And then
a yodel?
Yeah, like the old school cowboys, you know, in the movies from the
yodel
from the 30s from the 30s and 40s, cowboys were yodeling wholesale.
I don't know what movies you've been watching, babe.
I've been watching the old school cowboy movies. But that's so anyway, they would sing the songs and they attributed the songs being sung back to them to
these horny hares.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
And the stories kind of persist, you know?
Okay.
And it becomes this big thing.
Yes.
And then
excuse me while I get some more tack. You can keep talking.
This guy, Dr. Richard E. Shoup, starts to look into it, right?
Shoup.
SHOPE. SHOPE. Is that right? Shoup?
I guess.
And then the rabbit in the darkness goes. It is really rainy here tonight. And you're freaked out a little. So he gets interested in these. He gets interested in these rabbits, you know.
Yeah.
Because like I said, the stories persist about these horned rabbits and everything like that.
Yeah.
And then, meanwhile, this is in the 1930s, yeah. And at the same time, this other guy, Douglas Hendrick, Douglas Herrick, from, I'm not joking, the town of Douglas, Wyoming. Yeah, that's right. His name is Douglas, and the town is called Douglas. I don't know if they called the town after him or he was called after the town. But
those AA meetings would be kind of awkward.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Douglas from Douglas.
Hi, Douglas. Yeah, so him and his brothers are hunting, you know, and they love the outdoors and all that. And they do a mail order taxidermy course. So then they start taxidermying up.
A mail order? You can do that?
Yeah, you could in 1933, yeah, no problem. Or in 1932. So in 1932, they start doing up jackrabbits with antelope horns on them. And any kind of horns, like they'll put horns on any kind of rabbit, you know? And then the next year, this guy, Richard E. Shoup, comes along and gets his hands on an actual rabbit that someone's shot in the field with horns on it.
An actual legitimate
an actual legitimate jackalope.
Hmm.
Do you want to see a picture of the actual legitimate jackalope?
Well, the question is, do they want to see it?
Do you want to see a picture?
Do ye want to see this picture?
Internet people?
The lengths that I go to. That's really that is something.
That is something, isn't it? That really is something.
What is happening to that poor... That's a lot of horns. That's a super horny rabbit.
It is a super horny rabbit. I'm
gonna get nixed by YouTube.
I stopped counting at 10.
Yeah.
There are lots of horns. That's let me
Patty
consult.
says that's disturbing.
Let me consult my notes. That is a Shope's Pamplona virus. What do you call those growths from cancer?
Ugh.
It is a growth from a virus.
Aww.
Because Shope's was a researcher and he believed that cancerous growths could be caused by viruses.
Yeah.
So when he heard about the horny rabbit, he thought, well, that's a, what do they call?
A tumor?
A tumor. You would think I would write that down in the notes. Wouldn't you think I would write that down in the notes?
He's pointing at his notes like it's not here.
All it says is Richard Shope, MD, 1933, Shope's Pamplona virus. That's it. I'm making everything else up. But he goes, so he's got, this is crazy here. He has this idea.
I'm turning off this picture. It's really gross.
It's really gross, yeah.
Sorry.
He has, that's the best one. There's ones where they're like hanging out of the mouth and everything. It's really weird. Like, he has this theory about viruses causing cancer, you know?
Yeah.
So when he hears about the horned jackalope, he's like, well, the next time you catch one, I'll buy it off you, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Mondo price and everything. So one of these hunters sends him the thing,
mm-hmm.
and he cuts off the tumor,
mm-hmm.
and he grinds it down, and he somehow separates the virus out of the tumor.
Ew.
I don't even think tumor is the right name for it, like, but so he separates
growth.
Yeah, no, there isn't it. But he separates the virus out somehow, you know, and he proves that viruses can be one of the causes of cancer, and this is the thing that proves it. And it's called Shope's Pamplona virus.
Is it like a wart?
It's like a wart. That's
what Pamplona is, right? Or something like that. Outside the skin.
I believe that
there's got to be.
I believe warts are caused by a Pamplona virus,
yeah.
But a huge amount of cervical cancer is caused by Pamplona viruses as well. But anyway, so
don't forget to get checked, ladies.
But what I'm saying is that this guy Douglas Herrick, right, and his brothers start making these jackalopes, taxidermy jackalopes, very much like this
from their mail order taxidermy kits.
They did a mail order taxidermy course, yeah, and they're really good at it. So they start selling it to local bars and stuff, and that's in 1933. And then along comes Richard E. No Crack Shopes and proves that it's all just a thing. You know what I mean?
But it is real. It's just not.
It's 100% real, yeah. And the
that's
the legend,
real. That's gross.
The legend.
I would freak.
Yeah, I mean the legends persisted for years and stuff, and it's still a huge thing. But it comes down to as well is that people in the areas where there are these cryptids, they tend to lean into the cryptid.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it brings people to your area, and it's a good bit of crack, and
By the way, Flatwoods, the movie, my cousin directed and edited. No, didn't direct. He edited it. Wow, said that 5 times fast. Did I say that right? He edited it.
He edited it? Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, go check it out. Flatwoods. 2020. 2021? Small plug.
It's a good show, yeah.
Flatwoods.
Yeah, it is a good show.
So Lily says that doesn't look like a 1933 picture.
Oh, that's definitely not a 1933 picture.
She's pulling your leg.
Oh yeah. Is there? I mean, like I'm willing to take questions on this.
Okay, ladies and gents, the doors are open. Diamond Art Nurse, hi. My tablet's at 25%, so I have to keep it plugged in, but. You just keep an eye on it, okay? Can you see the note? the notes.
Oh yeah.
The other notes. 19 horns, Colette says. Oh my
I
goodness.
counted all the horns.
I'm gonna have a sip of tea. Hello, everyone. It's gonna take it's gonna take a little bit of time because I have the stream on ultra low latency mode so that we don't fall into the abyss.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, YouTube really doesn't like when I stream.
Sure.
So it's just gonna take a minute for those. But while we're waiting for questions,
I mean, like,
don't move on. Don't get nervous.
No, just be cool.
Be cool. Be cool.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's the thing about.
But if you saw that in the wild, like, I would think that it was a horned rabbit.
They're really something, aren't they?
That's creepy.
I picked that one because there's loads of photos if you go and look it up online, like, but I picked those ones because they're the it's like, you know, because the human papillomavirus is a wart, you know,
right?
But the size of it, it's like,
yeah, the shape of it,
it's huge,
like,
and you know, it's made out of keratin.
Yes.
So I don't know if tumor is the right thing, but it's definitely a growth. It's, you know, it's a growth of some sort, like, and it's disorganized cells. You know, if that makes sense.
Disorganized cells.
Yeah. I know, it's kind of freaky.
It is freaky. It looks really weird. B wants to know, how did you come across this story?
Well, you asked me because we're following the thing, yeah. But I actually had heard about it before because there's a gin in Ireland called Drumshambo gin, and its logo is a jackalope. And I saw it, and on the back of the label it says, "Oh mighty jackalope," something like, "Oh mighty jackalope," you know, the speed of a hare and the strength of a antelope and all this. And I googled it, and this was years ago, like, and I googled it because I was drinking gin alone.
Oh no!
And I googled it, and that's the first time I heard of the story of the jackalope, like. But it's very, I mean,
I don't know when I heard about it first, but yeah, it is really cute. I'm doing the Cryptid Stitch Along by Witchy Stitcher, and it does look a lot different though. It has like deer antlers.
Oh, it does. Oh, yeah. I mean, I could show you a picture of a real jackalope, which would be a different thing as well. Like, you know,
it's okay. I'm sure that they can Google it.
Yeah, yeah.
There's only so much I can do to my computer before it crashes.
I mean, like this. You know, this isn't some kooky conspiracy cryptid thing. This is science here.
True science.
Yeah, and
what did you call yourself?
All of the images that you're going to view tonight will have been certified by science as being exactly what I said they were.
Because you are...
I'm a doctor of zoomorphology.
That's right.
Yeah.
You're a doctor, I forgot.
Yeah, it's the study of comparative anatomy on imaginary animals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, zoomorphology.
Let me see. There were... We might have to scroll back a bit. That's where we were.
Yeah.
He needs to scroll up to see our comments as he was talking.
Oh, right. Okay.
So you could do that by going like this.
Okay.
You could do that for a second. Don't fall into the abyss. It might suck you into a portal with horny rabbits.
Horny rabbit portal?
That story makes the cryptid... Or the Sal makes the cryptid a lot creepier. It does.
This is just lots of people talking about horny rabbits and saying hi to each other.
Okay. How long did it take you to get your doctorate?
It took about it was like 6 years. And I wrote a...
That's all.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, I already had a degree in imaginary physiognomy. And I had done some work. Do you know about what do they call that? Astral projection?
Astral projection.
I had done some work in the astral plane.
Okay.
I wasn't working directly with unicorns, but the researcher that I was working with, it was a kind of, what do you call those things? It was a where you got to work your ass off, but you don't get paid. It was an internship.
Yes.
And I did it for experience, and it really stood up. When I went to the interview for the doctorate in zoomorphology, they were like, "You've already been studying, like, papers related to imaginary animals on the astral plane," and they were very impressed and they welcomed me in.
Well, I'm surprised because unicorns are very difficult to deal with.
Do you know, I was mainly dealing with the paperwork around unicorns. I wasn't dealing with the unicorns directly.
If you're only just joining us,
I heard that they smell weird and they're mean-tempered, but that's all I heard.
Well, yeah. I think they'd be offended if they heard you talk like
that. They
that.
can see into your soul, and if it's not filled with rainbows, they stab you with their head. That's the way it works. Anyway.
Right. Paperwork around unicorns, fairy tales?
Yeah, I was mainly an admin in the unicorn work I did. Mainly admin.
Right, peeps. I think I'm going to just plug us back in.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for your questions, or no real questions,
no,
but thank you.
Yeah.
Get them ready for the next time.
Yeah, I mean, so I guess we looked into the jackalope, and, you know, people tend to lean into the imaginary animals that they have, you know? But that doesn't mean that there aren't real cryptids out there, you know?
Right. Or cryptids with passports.
Yeah, I mean,
We're just riffing on the paperwork.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to get around to it as well. But look, this, like, I was saying it before, is that, like, a lot of the, like, this is great. It's a great sampler, and, you know, they're great things. But a lot of the stuff on here aren't cryptids. Do you know? Like, to be...
I know, you've broken our hearts before, like...
But be cryptid, like... But that's, like, sorry, this is the cold glare of academia on it now, like... The cold glare of academia. But
you can't see the looks that he's giving me.
so glaring looks. So to be like, these are all great creatures, like, but to be a cryptid, you have to be like an animal that has the possibility of existing, you know?
It has to be realistic in some way. It can't have 3 legs.
Yeah, you have to.
If it doesn't,
you have to look at it and think. Yeah, exactly. It can't have 3 legs because there's no animal on this planet that has 3 legs. You know, so where did it come from? In the case of that terror.
Enfield terror horror.
It can't be using technology, really. You know.
But please don't go to the witchy Stitcher and tell her that I'm riffing. We're not riffing.
Oh no! Oh, the greatest respect. I just, you know what I mean. I don't think anyone's. Is that?
No.
Oh, no,
that's just me.
All right.
Thinking too much into it. Okay. Hold on. Patty said yodeling cowboys singing along with horned rabbits wasn't taught in the United States. The government likes to keep us in the dark.
They like to keep it quiet, man. Yeah, exactly. There's a whole department.
All right, so are we moving on?
Yeah, so the next story anyway takes us to... Well, sorry, the next factual case.
Case file.
The next case file.
Took out of there.
Yeah, takes us to Loveland.
Colorado?
Ohio.
Oh, there's a Loveland, Ohio?
Yeah, but I think they pronounce it Loveland, Ohio.
Can you please keep this PG-13?
Sorry.
Also,
I thought I could
who here's from Ohio?
I thought I could push it after the horny rabbits bit.
Well, we'll see.
So it's 1955, right?
You're right.
And there's this unnamed businessman.
Okay.
And he's driving home.
Was he unnamed for a reason or just for...
They just say unnamed businessman, and he's driving home along the banks of the Miami River.
Can we give him a name?
I thought about giving him a name, but then I thought that, you know, what was he up to that he's driving home at 3:30 in the morning?
A name. Well, we know what he was doing.
What do you want to call him? Jeff Businessman. No. I don't know if you give him any name, people could be called that, couldn't they?
Any resemblance?
Any resemblance
What is the
to businessmen?
Disclaimer.
To businessmen in the Loveland area. But this happened in like 1955, right?
Okay, 1955.
So there's this businessman, and he's driving at home in Claremont County, and it's along the banks of the Miami River. No joke.
What?
Yeah, like Miami in Florida.
What?
So he's driving along the banks of the Miami River, right?
Oh.
And I mean, you didn't have those big, massive highways, you know. It was small,
not in the 50s, right?
Yeah, small country roads, you know. And he's got his, I don't know, Studebaker, I suppose. And he's putting along, you know.
Yeah.
Sank a couple of brewskis after the sales meeting with the guys, you know.
Yeah, man.
Glengarry, Glen Ross kind of thing. And then suddenly on the side of the road, he sees these three weird figures, you know. And he's like, "Oh, what's going on here?" And he pulls his car over.
You need to come closer or speak up.
Oh, sorry. He pulls his car over onto the side of the road, you know. And he sees these three figures about 4 or 5 feet tall. Yeah. Kind of stocky, wedge shaped. Yeah, they're small and short. Right. They've got these hands on the side, and they look like frogs. They've got mouths, like they're wedge shaped with the legs on the bottom, big wide shoulders, 2 little arms, 3 fingers. They're sitting around, and they seem to be just shooting the breeze, like they're just chatting, you know. You know, but on their head, where their hair should be, you know, if they were humans, yeah, it's all weird and wrinkly, and that's what he says. So he stopped the car, and he said that he observed them just, you know, shooting the breeze, hanging out, having the crack, for about 3 or 4 minutes. Right? Okay. And then one of them raised a magic wand type device above his head. Yeah, no joke. And it started releasing loads of sparks. Okay. And then they just strolled off into the darkness. Yep. Get a good picture of that now. 3, 4 foot guys standing around the side of the road, frogmen. One of them's got a magic wand with sparks, and then they just walk out of the darkness. Walk over the highway siding. What was the businessman do? Like, he was just sitting there in his car watching them. This is what I don't get as well. This is why he's unnamed. What's he doing? Yeah, and he's coming up, and he said he saw them on the side of the road, so he pulled over. Like, that's the kind of thing you're not going to see until you drive past it, is it? And then the frogs are just, they see the car, and the guy pulls up, and they're like, "Here, we're just trying to have a meeting here. Let's scarper, guys." You know what I mean? let's emit some light out of this wand. Let's emit some light out of this wand and walk away, you know? And that would have been fine. That's May of 1955. Right. Yeah? No problem. Okay. Until about 20 years later, on March 3rd, 1972, Ray Shockey. This is shocking, but his name is Shockey. Shockey Ray. Shockey Ray. Ray Shockey is a police officer in Loveland, right? Right. He's on patrol, and he's driving down Riverside Drive and Kemper Road. You remember that? Jeez. What was that? That was my sparkling water. Sorry. I thought people were trying to shoot us for getting too close to the truth. So he's driving down Riverside Road, right? Right. He's right by the Totes Boot Factory. You know, on the banks of the... You mean the Toads Boot Factory? I never even saw that. Yeah, Toads, down by Toads Boot Factory on the Little Miami River, on the banks of the Little Miami River. That's so confusing. And you know what he sees? He sees a 4-foot wedge-shaped guy with arms scurry to the side of the road and right over the siding. You know, the thing that's up about a foot or two? Oh, the metal thing? Yeah, that thing. Yeah, sees it scurry right over that. Just runs across the road and right over, you know? Yeah. And he is rattled, man. He goes down and he looks over the siding. He can't see anything. It's gone, you know? So he gets back to the cop shop, you know? And he says to his colleague, Mark Matthews, what he's seen. And Matthews says, quote, "Naturally, I didn't believe him, but I could somehow tell from his demeanor that he had seen something." So Matthews doesn't believe him, but he's seen it. Yeah? Now, a couple of weeks later, Matthews is driving down Kimper Road, right by the Toad's Boot Factory. Remember that place?
Yeah.
Yeah, on the banks of the Miami River. Practically the same place that his colleague Shockey had seen it, right?
Yeah.
He sees the same thing. Yeah? And it runs across the road and scurries over the railing, yeah?
Yeah.
But he doesn't take any messing. He's a real man of action.
Right.
Guess what he does?
No.
Yeah, it's the same.
No, he doesn't. He
Yeah,
get a shotgun or...
No, not a shotgun, Rachel. His service revolver. He shoots at it with his service revolver.
Oh my
He pulls the car over, runs to the siding, and he shoots at it with his service revolver. And
America.
there was...
Oh my goodness.
Apparently there was scratches from claws on the actual highway siding.
No way.
Yeah, and they found blood, but they
Oh.
never found the body of the Frogman.
Dun, dun, dun.
So then in mid-August of 2016,
Uh-huh.
Sam Jacobs and his girlfriend, right? They're out and they're playing the hot new 2016 game where you're out with your phone looking at maps and exploring nature, trying to catch some Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
They're out playing Pokemon Go. Remember that?
Gonna get you. Yeah, I had a phase.
Yeah. So they're out playing Pokemon Go and they're exploring the environs of Loveland and the banks of the Miami.
The
River.
Miami River in Ohio.
Right by the Toad's Boot Factory there, I'd say. And suddenly, out of nowhere, they see this strange wedge-like creature.
No.
Yeah, and it walks down the embankment, and it walks into the water, and it swims away. And they got a photograph of it.
Did they try to shoot it?
No, they shot video.
Oh.
Do you want to see a still from the video?
I knew this was coming. Okay, hold on.
That's it, right there.
No.
That's the Loveland Frog.
No.
From 2016, that is the Loveland Frog. Sam Jacobs.
It looks like Karopi.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So that's early August 2016 when this video was shot. Now a lot of people, Rachel.
Wait. Sean, are there... Hold on. Aren't there frogs that cause hallucinations when you lick them? Any reports of licking?
Nobody got close enough to lick it. No, nobody got close enough to lick it.
Everyone's cracking up. This picture. Oh.
So Sam Jacobs comes out with that, right?
Right.
And then
I'll leave it up for a minute.
And that's in August of 2016, right?
Yeah.
And then right after he comes out with that video and it goes online and everything, our friend Mark Matthews comes back, Officer Mark Matthews, and he's now retired. And he comes back and gives a comment to like a local newspaper, which you think I would have written down here what the local newspaper is, but whatever, like. So anyway,
the Loveland Tribune.
Oh, and it looks like when I'm looking at my my notes here that Sam Jacobs actually saw the Frogman in Cincinnati and not, as earlier stated, on the banks of the Miami River.
Oops.
By the Toad Boot Factory.
Redacted. We issue a full apology. Yeah, so Matthews comes out then, right? And he gives a statement to like the local Ohio newspaper. And he says that actually what happened in 1972 was that he had seen something scurry across the road and under the railings rather than over the railings. Okay.
And he pulled his police cruiser up, got out, took out his gun, and shot dead a giant iguana. An iguana that was like 4 or 5 feet long. In Ohio, that had no tail. And then he hefted you gotta believe this iguana is pretty big. He hefted the iguana up and he threw it in the trunk of his police cruiser. And he brought it back to the station. And then later on, when he's heading home, he's like, "Hey, Ray, come here. Ray, Officer Shockey, check it out.
Hey, Shockey Ray.
Remember the frog you saw? You think this is him?" Pew! Pops the trunk. And Ray is like, "Oh yeah, that's it. All right, yeah. Wow, that is a big iguana. What is that? 3 feet, 3.5. Ooh, big iguana. So, I mean, there's a couple of ways to look at this.
So, yeah.
Like,
Go ahead.
Matthews is in on the cover-up.
Clearly.
Shockey had passed away when he gave this statement.
Right.
So we only have his word that he told Shockey, and Shockey agreed that that's what he'd seen.
Yep.
So...
That's what I'm here for. That's what I believe.
I mean, if you were in Ohio, anywhere near the Miami River, Cincinnati, Cincinnati, where's Cincinnati? Is that in Ohio?
Yes.
Cincinnati, Ohio?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I guess if you're anywhere in Ohio, the Frogman's probably out there.
Dawn says that hubby and I believe the Miami River in Ohio is named after the Miami Indians. Do you mean the Native Americans?
Definitely.
Southern Ohio. Okay, I am caught up. Okay, I was like, wait a minute, I can't see.
So I mean, like that's the crack with the frog. I mean, again, if you go online, like you can buy any number of T-shirts saying I saw the Loveland Frog and I saw the Loveland Frogman, and all these.
What I don't get is like, why are they're going around in gangs with wands?
The frogs.
Yeah.
My guess is that it was just a game of D&D that just got out of hand or something. You know what I mean? They're like, oh my God, Fred, you always take it so serious with the props, and now we're in a parallel dimension, and we're frogs. You better sort this out. And Fred's like, oh, I'm sorry. I thought that witchcraft stuff was just a joke. And they're just phasing through dimensions,
Right.
In one of them, it's a load of Bigfoots, and they're sitting around talking about how Steve saw this small hairless ape that was wearing a sweater in the woods. So in the infinite universe, everything happens at least once if there's parallel universes.
Well, yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
So that's our friend the Frogman, anyway.
Frogman.
But I mean, like.
So they're not dangerous. They just kind of.
Yeah, no, they more
ribbit their way into highways and.
Yeah, I mean, they mainly scurry across highways and
get shot at.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like their natural habitat is the highway. Yeah, the side of the highway.
I mean, I'm sure there's lots of frogs, but are there giant lizards in Ohio? Like, I'm trying to see how credible this is.
They were saying that it looked like it was someone's iguana that had escaped. But like
a giant
an iguana without a tail that's 3 foot long is a monitor lizard. It's huge.
It's like Tiger King, the prologue.
It's big. It's a big lizard, like. So I mean, I don't know. I think Officer Matthews is covering something up.
Yeah.
Do you know?
What do y'all think? Oh, Crafty Book Dragon. Yeah, you missed a little bit. It's all good. You'll have to watch it from the beginning later on. Don't forget the unicorns. Lene says, I'm seeing them go around with wands like bibbidi bobbidi boop.
That's absolutely what they do, yeah.
Yeah.
Bibbidi bobbidi ribbit. Kind of thing, yeah.
Hey, oh, jeepers. Hang on.
I keep getting shot at.
We keep getting shot out by the sparkling water. Caimans walking on 2 feet.
It could be that, yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Could be. In Indiana, we've had alligators found during the summer months. So it wouldn't surprise me for something like that in Ohio.
Oh, 100%. It definitely happens.
Wow.
Like, yeah. And it was, I mean, like when you saw it as well, actually, when was it?
I'm going to put up the picture again. For those of you who didn't see the Frogman.
I just consult my notes here. Yeah, I saw it in March. I mean, would it have been quite cold in Ohio in March?
March?
You know.
Yeah, I think that would have been pretty cold.
It's pretty far north, isn't it? It's
yeah.
an inland, so it's colder.
Yeah. There would probably still be frost.
Yeah.
Sparkling water is for the frog, Miriam.
I mean, yeah. It's definitely something that I might have one of my PhD students look into. You know.
I think I want to try to go to the dimension with the frogs.
Yeah, yeah. Do you want to move on to the last one?
Yeah, sure, go on.
So this one is weird, like, but throughout this story, right?
Right.
Do you remember, like, let's
The story or this episode?
just throughout this case, of course, it's not a story; it's a case, of course.
Oh, before you ask, Abigail wants to know, how do we get an internship at the place that you admin work for unicorns?
It's on the astral plane. I will I'll intuit the information.
Send it
yeah,
to
I'll
you.
intuit the information to you. But astral plane, it's in a nice part of the astral plane, not that run down, but
Right.
it's in the nice part.
We don't talk about that place. That's where the Bigfoots are getting out of.
It's it's not as exciting as you think. It's not. It's a lot of just filing stuff and checking forms and.
I think she just wants to be close to the unicorns.
The closest I got was I talked to a unicorn handler on the phone one time to confirm some of the information on a form.
I think you're you're not selling the job.
It's not an exciting job. Like, you think you're going to work with unicorns, but you don't. Do you know what I mean? You don't.
It's not what they say on the tin.
No, you're working to process paperwork in a timely manner for unicorns. It's a different thing, like.
Working for unicorns instead of working with unicorns.
Yeah, unicorns are just terrible at filling in forms, but that's another. I mean, I don't want to get into that either. The next story takes place in the jungles of Indonesia.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. Now, throughout all of this, we're going to talk about cryptids that are found in different parts of the world that may be related to this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And throughout all of it, I want you to picture white guys with massive mustaches and those white shorts and khaki sets with the massive hats. The ones you're picturing.
Nigel from, what's that show?
Oh, from the Thornberrys.
Yes.
Yes, that's what you should be picturing.
I'm picturing Nigel from the
all
Thornberrys.
of the time during all of this. Be picturing all of it, right? So this is the Ahool.
Ahool.
Ahool. And they actually do the call in threes, which is something that is mentioned in a lot of the literature.
What is an Ahool? Can you...
It's a creature that makes this kind of sound. Ahool.
Yeah, but what... For those who don't know what it looks like, can you describe it or introduce it?
Well,
not everyone has seen it yet.
Yeah, I mean you're.
I'm ahead of the game.
Yeah, you're ruining my.
I'm ruining the shtick. Sorry.
You're ruining the shtick here, but so look, but I was trying to build up tension. Like,
okay, Ahool.
But anyway, so there's this naturalist, Dr. Ernest Bartels.
He's very earnest.
Yeah. He's the son, of course, of the noted ornithologist M.E.G. Bartels. You, in case you're wondering, he's his son. He's M.E.G. Bartels' son. I'm bad at taking notes. I don't know why I thought that was important.
What?
I really don't. So it's 1925, yeah?
Okay.
And Bartels is around this waterfall, and it's on the slope of the Selak Mountains, yeah? Mm-hmm. And then suddenly he hears this, Ahool, Ahool, and then in flies this massive bat. Ooh. I mean, it got a wingspan like you wouldn't believe. Big. And it flies down, and he's standing there at his camp, and it just flies right up to the waterfall, and it's like, and it snatches out this massive fish out of the waterfall, and off it goes into the woods.
Massive bat.
Massive bat.
Got it.
Massive claws, massive fish. And then 2 years later, the same guy, Dr. Bartels, or Ernst to his friends, encounters this Ahool again, Mm-hmm. And this time he's inside in his tent, you know.
Yeah.
It's one of the few times he takes off his massive helmet, you know. He puts it on his bedside locker, I presume, and he hears this, and then he runs outside of the. Sorry, he's actually in a house. I'm really bad at taking notes. He runs outside of the house, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there he sees it again. This massive bat, and it comes in, and he could tell because of the call. He heard the call again, and that's where it gets its name.
Right.
And it comes down, and same kind of story. Grabs the thing from the river and flies off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is 2 years later. So far, he's the only Westerner to have seen it. Starts asking around, starts hearing about this Ahool, you know?
Yep.
And the crack with it is, right? It's a large bat. And I mean, like, it's a really large bat. Its body, with its legs included, is like 4 feet, 4.5 feet.
Ooh.
Yeah, its wingspan is somewhere between 18 and 28. It's 6 to 9 meters. Like, this is a huge bat. And it's got a flat face. And it's sometimes described as like a kind of orangutan type of face, like a human face, you know? Like recognizable as a human face.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. That's it. It's apparently like non-predatory. It eats fish in the water, you know? And that's it. It's a massive bat. And it lives mainly on the island of Java.
Okay.
You know, which is like one of the big islands in Indonesia, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hang on, I want to get this right because I don't actually know much about Indonesia, to be honest. But
I'm just picturing I'm trying to picture a bat with a flat face.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't done any notes on it, to be honest. So but I know that on that island anyways, Jakarta, you know, and Jakarta is a massive city.
Yeah.
And it's huge. But like Indonesia is a place where you can believe that there is a cryptid because there's a lot of rainforests, you know?
Yes.
And it's a massive island. You know, it's a massive archipelago.
Chain.
It's a huge archipelago,
right.
You know? Like, and also there's a bat on there called the flying fox, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a type of fruit bat. But this bat, and this is a big bat, like the flying fox.
Yes.
You know, like it's literally, the body is the size of a house cat.
Yeah.
You know, it's big. But this Ahool would be 4.5 times the size of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking of that bat. That bat is really big.
Oh, that bat is big. Like
that's a big bat.
That's a huge bat. Like, yeah. But so that's the crack with it. I guess the thing about it as well is that like there are very big bats, but the very big bats are fruit bats. They live on fruit, right?
Yeah.
And fruit bats there's broadly two. This is where my doctorate in zoomorphology is going to come out now. There are broadly 2 different types of bats. There's long-faced bats who have faces like, you know, like a dog, or, you know, they have
the snout.
They have a snout, like,
right,
yeah.
Right.
There's long-faced bats. They're the big ones, and they're the ones that eat fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because they have like long tongues, and they're like.
Yeah, and the snout helps them to eat them stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Then there's other bats, short-faced bats. There's way more short-faced bats. And they're all different sizes.
They're like the vampire bats.
Vampire bats, but they're also bats that like eat insects. A lot of them eat insects. Mm-hmm. The vampire bat, of course, is a famous one and stuff like that. But they're the kind of carnivorous bats.
Yeah.
So the Ahool would be one of these carnivorous bats.
Okay.
Because of the short face.
Yeah.
And that's basically the size of it.
And the fishing.
But it would be an order of magnitude bigger than any other short-faced bat. You know? But the fish is a believable element about it. Yeah?
Do other bats eat fish though?
I don't know. I'm zoomorphology, not batology. You'd have to go to a batologist. So that's
batologist.
So that's it. Do you want to see Indonesian Batman? Do you want to see the Indonesian Batman? Check out this photo.
I never. Oh wait. Womp womp. I forgot to change it to the third picture. Hang on. Okay, we're ready. And technical difficulty.
There you go. That's Indonesian.
James McCarthy.
That's Indonesian Batman. And Indonesian Robin. Or Indonesian Joker.
Babe.
It's pretty cool, isn't it? I went to, because I couldn't remember the name. The reason I got this photo is I couldn't remember the name. I couldn't remember the name of what you were asking me to look into. And I was like, it's from Indonesia. And it's a Batman. And I Googled Indonesian Batman. And that's one of the images I came up with.
Really cool, actually.
I spent a little bit of time looking into it. There's literally almost no information about it, but the information they have about it is that it's part of a historical drama set during like.
Wait, this picture?
Yeah, it's set during one of Indonesia's historical kingdoms, as far as I could tell. Like, isn't it cool? Indonesian Batman. There's loads of other ones where he's like in the full Batman kit, but he's surrounded by guys in period dress.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I do like the shiny suit.
It's really cool, isn't it?
Wow.
Yeah. So that's the Indonesian Batman.
We don't have an Ahool picture?
Why do you want an Ahool picture?
Oh my gosh, do I need to Google it myself?
The only Ahool picture I got.
Hang on. Keep going.
The only Ahool picture I got was fairly recent, like, and it was, I don't know. I mean, put it this way, it's not like the Loveland frog. There's no video of it. There's no pictures of it. You know, like it's not like that. But it does. There seems to be some footing in folklore, locally. You know. But that said, I found out a lot more about animals that seem to be related to it that live in more or less the same area.
Ooh.
Yeah.
There's a drawing of a Ahool with his butt.
Yeah, I mean.
Hold on, I'll show you all.
Are you?
What?
Are you're gonna hold it up to the camera?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Why? I don't have time, James, to play. So we've got. Do you want to see? Here, look.
No, that's the one I.
He's like.
That's the one.
Craning his eye.
That's the one I decided wasn't.
Come on.
That's the one I decided I wasn't going to show you because that's actually bigger than stated as well. Like, so.
Well, look at this picture. Sorry, if you search Ahool cryptid, look at it.
Should I have done that? I thought I was doing pretty good with the Indonesian Batman.
Second shadow. If you're not in, if it's gonna give you nightmares, you can leave at any time.
There's other kind of creatures as well. Then yeah. Like on the Indonesian island of Seram, there's also this thing called the orang bati, orang bati, which is like it's got the face of an orangutan, but it's what are you trying to say? It's got the face of an orangutan, but it also flies, and it's supposed to pick up children from native villages and fly off into the jungles and devour them. Like, so that's another one, yeah. This one again seems to be related to, because like this is the thing, you don't really see any stories of the Ahool that seem to indicate that there's a folkloric tradition for it.
Right.
But you find this guy, all right, the orang bati in Seram. That seems to, and like I'm basing this on. I mean, I'm not a folklore expert, but I always think that.
No, you're a zoologist.
I'm a zoomorphologist, yeah. But I always think that you know the study of cryptids is better if it's backed up by a folkloric tradition, you know.
Is it in your experience? Well, I've got two questions. How do bats or bat-like cryptids?
Yeah.
How do they use radar to find fish underwater? If they can't see very well and they're fishing at night.
That is actually a really good question. Why are they eating fish?
I've never heard of a bat eating fish before.
No, neither have I. No, neither have I.
Weird. That was L. Thank you, L. And
Hey,
then
Sarah, that's astute.
yeah, bringing us back to reality.
Yeah.
And then Crafty Book Dragon said, "Flying monkeys from Wizard of Oz."
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
about that size.
That's what they are, yeah, they're about
Yeah.
that size. There's another thing on just beside Indonesia there on New Guinea, you know.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a creature called the ropin, which they think is a cousin of the
How do you spell that?
Ropn. Ropin.
ROPN.
Ropen.
ROPEN.
Ropin. I guess ropin.
Ropin.
Ropin. Is that right?
Just in case somebody wants to Google it.
Yeah, so people like that's got large wings and it's got a thin chest, but this one has a long snout on it. You know?
Yeah.
It seems like this is more like a pterosaur or something like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like a pterodactyl.
Like a pterodactyl, yeah, one of those pterosaur type creatures, or it's a long snouted bat. So it's basically the vegetarian version of
it would be a
Ahool.
vegetarian bat if it's a long snouted
That's
bat.
that's how I would see it. Yeah, so
Right.
it could be a vegetarian version of the Ahool.
Oh, there is a fish eating bat.
Aha!
Aha! I'm clicking. I'm invested.
Oh, where is it?
Oh, Tracy's husband is watching and he's Googling.
He's Googling for long snouted bats.
Hang on. Mitosis vivesi. Ooh, look how cute! It looks like a little hamster with gross wings. It kind of looks like. It looks like. Ooh, jeez, please. Looks like a little hamster. Come on.
Oh yeah.
Come on, look at it. But its wings kind of look like the pig ears that I give my dog as treats. Do you see it?
Yeah. That's the one I'm looking at as well. Yeah.
It looks so cute. I love bats.
And yeah.
One time, well, twice now, bats have gotten into our house because in the summertime they just fly into the window.
Yeah.
And the first time we tried catching it with a pillowcase, or we did catch it with a pillowcase, did we?
Yeah.
The second time, I actually got it out of the curtains with the
on your
Tupperware.
head, yeah.
Yeah, and I held it. It was so cute.
It was cute, yeah.
Hey, everybody. I don't have an iPad, Darcy. I just have a, what is that?
I have no idea.
It's an Android. It's not an iPad. Anyway, wow.
Yeah.
So there's a fish-eating bat. It's the largest in the Americas.
Yeah, really.
Sorry. It's a species of bat that lives around the Gulf of California and feeds on fish and crustaceans.
Mm.
It is the largest species of the genus Mitosis.
Yes.
Myotis. Sorry, I'm
I see
mispronouncing that.
Myotis,
and has exceptionally large feet, which it uses in hunting.
It does have. I was wondering what that was in the back.
Low wing loading. There's so much information. Thank you, Wikipedia.
You're so charming.
Exceptionally large feet.
Low wing loading. You
play footsie with you.
That's it.
Play footsie with a bat.
There is one other animal as well. Then, like living in Zambia, the Congo and Angola, and again, you know, you've got large tracts of forestry and stuff like that, or like rainforest and stuff.
Yeah.
Or maybe a subtropical forest, arboreal or whatever. I don't know.
Lots of trees and very humid.
Yeah, I'm not a treologist. I'm a zoomorphologist. But, yeah, this is a Conga matos. But this is also kind of described more like a pterosaur, you know?
Okay.
So the Conga matos was also seen by two of those guys in the hats.
Oh my gosh.
In Zambia, on the banks of the Zambia River, I'm gonna say, you know.
Oh, river in Zambia.
I believe there is a Zambia River. I could be wrong.
But you don't know?
No, I was just guessing. But I'm pretty confident there is a Zambia River. Or maybe it's. Oh, never mind. Maybe I'm thinking this is Zambezi. Anyway, these two guys in hats, and it's a very similar story to the other one.
Right.
Two guys in hats are there. It comes down. It's supposed to menace them a bit, you know.
I think that we've been lacking in the voices. I think that you should.
I'm not doing voices. Rachel.
Just look at your notes a little bit more there, Dean.
I didn't know, like, what
does a guy in a hat sound like? I think we both know.
Something like
Yeah, like that.
It's the conga matters. Something like that. Totally smart. Get my blunderbuss. Something along those lines. So that's the crack. Again, this is kind of described as a pterosaur, you know, a type of
back to Zambia, yeah.
Type of pterosaur,
Yeah.
So that's really about the size of it.
Is that it?
That's the height of my research now.
Could it be an owl? I mean, it says Ahool.
Oh my god, yeah. Bats generally don't have calls that are sonic. They're kind of subsonic, aren't they? You know, they would be below our hearing level.
They're
what would you call that?
Very high pitched.
Hypo-hearable.
Yeah.
I'm coining a new phrase. I'm taking zoomorphology.
Hypo-hearable.
Hypo-hearable, yeah.
I think that should be added to the dictionary.
Or is it above our hearing? Hyper-hearable.
Whoa. Wow. 2 drums and a cymbal.
That's the Christ.
Fell off.
That's the stuff.
Fell off the side of a highway, really.
And they got shot in by Officer Matthews on the way down, allowing the iguana to get away. Fight another day. Out in the.
Don't forget about Ernest.
Out in the
Ernest, so Ernest.
Yeah, the only one that can sort this out is Ernst Bartley.
Ernst or Ernest?
Oh, Ernest, sorry. Yeah, Ernest Bartley. What, son of M.E.G. Bartley, the famous ornithologist? The very same.
The very same.
I thought he was in Java. No, he's returned from Java. He's in Ohio hunting frogs.
Frogs with wands.
Frogs with wands. Hello, I'm Jacques. Have you heard about the honey rabbits? I have one here in my pocket. Alright. I'm really not good at voices. I don't know why you goaded me into doing voices.
I like your voices very much.
Thanks, baby.
Thank you. Oh, Patty, thank you so much for this super chat. You're so sweet. You see that?
Oh, yeah.
She just donated.
Oh, wow. Thanks,
Thank
Patty.
you so much. We'll put that towards the fund. The fun fund.
Do you know we should go to Java and get to the bottom of this Ahool thing?
Yeah.
Or Ohio?
Right now?
Go to Ohio? Well, we need to get proper equipment and mount an expedition.
Yeah. Wait, don't worry. We're not going anywhere. Yet.
I'm not going anywhere until I get that one of those hats.
I don't want to go anywhere until I get a wand.
Frog wand.
I want a frog wand.
Yeah.
I think that would be I was really trying to think of a good frog pun.
It would be the least you deserved.
Nope, the frog pun isn't coming. I was trying to make something with ribbit.
Yeah, but you croaked in the end as well.
Thank you.
No problem. Yeah. Hated to hear the wind in the willows there.
So if you have any last minute questions for James or I, please pop them into the comments or into the live chat. If you're watching this on the replay, let us know which cryptid was your favorite. And what do you think? I mean, I think it could be an owl. The Ahool.
I think that's definitely a thing. Or it could just be a sort of colonial fever dream that Ernest Bartle had as well. Because Ernest Bartle is the only guy that claims to have seen it.
This is true.
Do you know?
This is true.
I think that there's a better, like, we should definitely go to Seram and try and get to the bottom of the Oran Bati thing. You know? I hope I'm pronouncing it
I hope so too. But I'm sure that people will forgive you if you aren't.
right. Yeah.
The post review of Halloween Secrets should be coming soon. I wonder if they attended Frogwarts.
Nah. Oh, that's really good.
Thank you all so much. I think that this was really fun doing it live. Careful now.
It was fun doing it live, yeah.
Knock over the light. But it is now almost 10 o'clock in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that we are both ready to retire on our toadstools. It's not as good. No. Oh, thank you, Miriam. Thank you, everybody. And a horny rabbit.
And a horny rabbit.
And all that and a horny rabbit. So, again, thank you very much for joining us. Look, I'm almost finished with this section. It's almost complete, and then I have one more section to go, and this painting will be completed. I wanted to finish this today.
Cool.
But it's not going to happen.
No?
I might finish it tomorrow.
Why?
Why? Because I want to start one for Christmas. Do you see the bag of silvery round things under the journals?
Sure.
If you grab that, I'll show you what I'm going to do next.
Ooh.
Right? So the next painting, you can look at the comments while I'm...
Yes, dear.
The next painting that I'm going to do is a full crystal kit of this picture. And this has been in my stash for 3 years, James. So I'm finally getting around to it. Pomegranates and roses.
Or the pomegranate.
Can you see?
Sure, I thought it was.
He's trying to watch me on a tablet screen.
It's like viewing the past.
Yeah, it is viewing the past. We are in the future. You should know this from your astral projection.
Yeah.
School of zoomorphology.
Time doesn't mean anything on the astral plane, like.
Jaws aching. Thanks, Chaotic. Thanks, Girl Diamonds. Hey, Haley. We were just about to leave. I'm so sorry. Yes, please. If you missed the beginning, please go back and watch. It was really fun. As always.
Yeah,
thank you so much.
No problem.
Will we be back next week?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, yeah.
Do you think we'll be talking about? We'll probably be talking about something other than cryptids because we need to. There haven't been any new cryptids released in the stitch along that I'm doing.
Yeah.
That we're basing those on. So for the next little while, we'll be doing stuff that's not cryptid related.
It'll be about another 2 or 3 weeks, I guess, and then we'll do something cryptid related.
Hey, Ellen. Darcy, everything that's here is linked in the description below. Oh, thanks, Abigail. Thanks, Mama Hodge. Thanks, Shannon. Thanks, Haley. Aw. Bye, Shay. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Take care, stay safe, and we will see you, hopefully, next week for another episode.
For another exciting episode, yeah.
In the meantime, I will see you over on Twitch on Thursday at 5 p.m. Irish time, which is noon Eastern. We will be not diamond painting, cross stitching the epic Pokemon stitch along, and tomorrow I have floss tube. Friday, who knows, and Saturday another whip and chat. So I hope to see you all soon. Don't forget to join Miss Coffee in the crochet along. She said that she wasn't going to put up the video until I finish this, so I've got to finish this like right now.
All right. Oh. Bye, everybody.
I'm only kidding. Take care, everyone. She's probably not kidding, though.
No.
Take care, everyone. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon. Thank you, Patty, as well, for the super chat.
Bye, everybody. Bye.